What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. Today I'm going to be talking about Marvel's Secret Invasion. The first episode just dropped on Disney Plus, titled Resurrection. And you know, here we are back with the resurrection of these shows, these live streams talking about these Disney Plus shows. Thank you all so much for being here once again. If you are here, make sure that you please like that smash button or smash that like button or, you know, whatever you need. You know how to do all those YouTube things. Like the video, share it out with your friends, tell them to come hang out. I'm going to be flapping my gums here about Secret Invasion for the next, I don't know, like, maybe an hour. We'll see if we go an hour. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I mean, because I don't feel like there's a lot to really say about this here so far. But thank you all so much for being here today. Now, let's take Myrtle off for now. But I am going to be going into spoilers here throughout this stream. So if you don't want any spoilers for the show, you're probably not going to want to watch this until you get a chance to watch the Secret Invasion show. I mean, that's kind of what we're here. I mean, I put it in the title. I don't want to hear anybody complain. I don't want to hear anybody complain about hearing spoilers or anything like that. Especially, you know, like, it's always funny too when you get on some of these live streams or you see some of these videos and stuff where people start complaining about spoilers, and it's like, yeah, like, what did you think I was going to talk about? Did you think I wasn't going to talk about spoilers? Like, come on, man. Come on. And if you haven't watched the show yet, hey, it's all good. Maybe you're somebody who didn't watch the show. Maybe you don't want to watch the show. Maybe you're one of those people who like, oh, Disney Marvel is woke and blah, blah, blah. Then that's all fine. Nobody's going to make you watch it. Nobody's going to say you have to watch it. Hey, look, we hold no judgments here for those in any camp. I'm pretty open to that. You're free to have your own thoughts and opinions on this show, any of the shows, any of the movies. Hey, I'm good to go. But the only thing that I would ask you to do is please refrain from being one of those idiots that says, oh, this show sucks, and you haven't even watched it, or, you know, you're going to call it all these, you know, it's woke or it's trash or all these things, and you haven't even watched the show. I just don't want to hear it because you have an ill-informed opinion, or you don't even have an informed. That's not even ill-informed. You don't even have an informed opinion. So, hey, that's just my personal preference. You know, at least form your own opinions. Don't just go off the opinions of what others are saying online or anything like that. I mean, are you going to act like everybody out there that has an opinion or shares an opinion, even people you know that you normally agree with about a lot of things, like that they're right? That's crazy. It's crazy. But thank you all so much for being here once again. As I said, we are talking about Secret Invasion. Nick Fury is back. Yes, the title of this episode is Resurrection. And in case you missed it, I think it was a little over a week ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, they actually dropped the first 5 minutes of the series on like this whole on this website where it was like this thing where you had to go there and you had to have this secret password, and then you got to watch this clip of the show. I'm sure somebody went and clipped that and probably shared it online, so you didn't have to do all that too. But regardless, this show does pretty much open up with those same 5 minutes. I think there may have been like little snippets, like where maybe they weren't zoomed in as much or some stuff like that, like right at the very beginning. But the show starts off, we see Everett Ross going to meet with some other government stooge who he's got this whole conspiracy theory about all these things going on in the world and how they're all connected, all, you know, just all these different how would you say, these catastrophic events, and his whole theory about how it's not even just kind of what we think, just like the everyday stuff. It's actually Skrulls who are infiltrating the governments of the world and trying to take over. And naturally, we see that's kind of what goes down here. Everett Ross ends up getting in a fight with this guy. Actually, this guy fights with Everett Ross, and then he ends up taking off with this the disc. There's always the disc, right? In these sort of spy thriller espionage movies or shows, there's always a disc, and in this case there's it looks like there's a high-tech, I don't know, is it even a high-tech cell phone at this point? I don't even think it's a high-tech cell phone. It's just like a cell phone that just projects the little holograms. So he ends up taking it after getting in a scuffle with this guy. The guy ends up being shot, and he takes off running. Next thing you know, Everett Ross is running from somebody you don't know who it is. Well, it turns out he's jumping from roof to roof like it's the Matrix, and he's being chased by this guy. And we come to find out that the whole time Everett Ross was a Skrull. Well, I mean, at least the whole time throughout this show. And the Skrull that was chasing him was none other than Talos, which is weird when we get into like the next few minutes right here as this kind of unfolds. Is we see that it was actually Talos chasing him, and this Everett Ross character, this Everett Ross Skrull, if you will. And then we get there, and Maria Hill was supposed to be getting him to an extraction point, and she ends up rolling up on him, and then she's like, "Oh, it's Ross," and like, "Oh, it wasn't Ross," and then Talos, what are you doing here? I feel like playoffs. Like, what are you talking about? How do you know that Talos isn't there? Like, you know Talos, but you know that he's not there. Like, you don't like. I feel like there's some communications that maybe got crossed or not crossed, or there's something not going on here. Something just don't smell right. Something just don't smell right. So then we we go into the show. They get together. They're having a little talk, and they decide, oh man, we gotta talk to Fury. So and what we find out is Fury is actually on Saber out in space. This has to do with the Skrulls and all kind of like it's a whole story that we're going to get into more in this series, I'm quite sure. So what we see next is the arrival after this nice little intro, right? Something that's been a point of contention for a lot of people online all of a sudden is this AI generated intro. And no matter how you feel about it, I mean, the intro, I mean, let's face it, a lot of these shows haven't had like really cool groundbreaking intros or whatnot, and they've got this little AI intro where you see all the little scrolls, you see all the people and all this stuff. And I mean, if you look at it, I mean, it looks like AI art. And feel however you want to feel about that. Please let me know down in the comments how that makes you feel. How does it make you feel about those? How does it make you feel about those? Oh man, is that not working? It's not working. All right. Figures. That's not working. All right, whatever. But there's this whole little AI thing going on there. People are kind of having a discussion about, and I don't know. I don't really care. Like people talking about this whole. Like, oh, this is a job that people could have had. Like some creator could have been making this intro and all this and that. And like, well, would it have been much better? And the other thing is like, does it really matter? Does it matter? But it also kind of, to me, and you see this kind of discussion going on too, is like, it feels like that's just kind of the whole point of the intro and the show is like, oh, like, everybody's talking about AI and how it's taking over and all this stuff and how it's getting out of hand, where we're essentially kind of getting the same that same kind of feel and vibe out of this intro, and it feels like it's just part of like the theme of the show. But I don't know, maybe that's just if you ask me. That's just if you ask me. And then we go into, Fury ends up coming back to Earth. He ends up meeting with Talos and Maria Hill, and they kind of go on about their little mission and trying to find out about this Skrull infiltration that is going on. And just kind of getting into that, I mean, I feel like there's so many tropey things kind of going on here with this whole scenario. After they have an initial briefing together, Nick Fury decides to go out and walk, and this is when, becomes a victim of some black bag ops. He ends up getting kidnapped. He ends up going to see this Russian operative. I don't know. Weren't they in Russia? I don't know. So he ends up getting basically abducted to go see this agent, this MI6 agent, who is actually played by Olivia Colman, who I know, like, there's been people leading up to this talking about, oh, her performance is so great, like she just came in the show and acted. I don't know, like, if I can profess that what she did was great. She just played her role. But they're in there. They have a little conversation. Fury plants a little little spying device. He's a spy. In case you didn't know, he's a spy. And so he plants his little device later. It obviously plays a little bit of a part later as he's trying to find out some more information about what this character knows. So, we kind of go, through the steps. We end up finding out about these scrolls and how they have the scrolls have this little homeland in what is it? I think it's like southwest, like 300 and some kilometers southwest of Moscow, and they've got their own little homestead on Earth called Scrollos. Now I think they probably could have got a little more inventive with the place in which they're choosing to live, this new home they're building, this society here on Earth, something probably better than Scrollos. But hey, what am I to know? They actually called this one scroll Beto, which I don't know, maybe it's just me. I thought it was Beto, but hey, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. What do I know? What do I know? It's not my show. I'm not the writer. But regardless, we see that they have their whole little underground faction. They got their whole flag smashers, Carly Morgenthau thing going on here. This is when we get it introduced to Emilia Clarke, who is playing as Gaia, the daughter of Talos. And, we kind of get the drama built up a little bit as she takes in this, how would you say, this Skrull refugee into Scrollos. Introduces him to everybody. They're going to give him a safe haven for now. And, well, we kind of get, plays on that just a little bit more. We get introduced to kind of their compound and see some of the things going on. We see some of the same old technology that we've seen before in the Captain Marvel movie, where they have these humans kind of in these devices, and they are using this device to basically like read their brains and their memories. And we come to find out later they're actually using this as a way for the Skrulls to not only impersonate these people that they have held captive, but also to take their memories and utilize their memories so they can blend in just a little bit better. We also learned that the Skrulls are there in Scrollos. They are free to be themselves. They can be unmasked, if you will. They don't have to be morphed. But there are people that are higher ranking soldiers, warriors, if you will, who basically have to keep their human forms on all the time, because the longer they maintain a form, the harder it is for anybody to tell that they are actually a Skrull. So some very, I don't know, just kind of some cool things going on here. But again, it seems very cut and paste. I mean, it seems very tropish. Honestly, do we expect more than that? I mean, that's kind of what, like, these are based off, loosely based off the comic books and everything. So, I mean, you kind of expect that a little bit anyway. I mean, comic books are filled with a lot of tropes. This definitely has a lot of tropes, and going right along with that, it all makes sense. Especially when you get into, like, the spy, espionage, crime, thriller, drama stuff, right? So, I mean, my expectations going into this were fairly low, though at the same time, while my expectations are low, I still want something going on that is good. So, we move on a little bit more. We see, more of the plot starting to unfold as Nick Fury is trying to find out about this Skrull invasion. He goes and he has a nice little conversation with Maria Hill. They sit down and have a couple drinks. And as all this is going on, they actually start get a little bit of information about the Skrulls and this attack that's going to go on. And they decide to obviously intervene in this attack that's going to be going on. But in the meantime, we also learn that Talos' daughter Gaia is actually working there alongside with the villains. And I can't all of a sudden I can't remember the villain's name, which is probably a good thing because nobody but the Skrulls know who this villain is, right? Nobody knows who he is. So we see this all start to play out until we get to the climax of the episode, which is towards the very end, where they are kind of having this sort of parade, this festival there in Russia, and it ends up getting bombed. And we see obviously that Nick Fury, Talos, and Maria Hill are there, and at the end of the episode, Maria Hill ends up biting the dust, or does she? I just don't know. The way deaths work and the way these things work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, we see her get shot there in the middle of this square, and she bleeds out, and everything's kind of going on, but Am I to actually believe that she's dead and that maybe this wasn't a Skrull version of her? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a little while. But overall, I thought this first episode, it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't bad. Again, I feel like they did a lot of things that were very very trope driven. You know, I mean, like, you know, you see it happen. It's like, okay, well, you know, I guess I kind of expected that to happen. I expected this to happen. All this, you know, this double crossing and stuff to go on. Like, yeah, sure. You know, we do also actually get a little cameo with Rhodey. Don Cheadle is in here really quickly, as well as we learn that as Nick Fury has been on Saber, the space station out in space, he's actually supposed to be there. But once he ends up leaving that space station, coming back to Earth, and it turns out that him and Agent Hill haven't been heard from, so they are effectively being looked at as having gone AWOL, as they are not in their assigned positions anymore, which is really kind of weird if you ask me, because I'm like, okay, like, what part of the government were they a part of at this point where they're AWOL? Because, like, Nick Fury was, you know, like, I mean, the last time we, like, seriously, like, the last time that we actually heard from Nick Fury himself, as far as we know, was what, like, Age of Ultron? Wasn't it? I think it was Age of Ultron, wasn't it? Because, I mean, sure, he was in the What If show. You know, we seen Far From Home, but in Far From Home, that was Talos. It wasn't even Nick Fury. You know what? In Far From Home, we did see him on the Saber space. We're going to assume that it was the Saber space station. I mean, we seen him there. That was really about it. But until that, I mean, you know, we saw him in, remember in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, you know, like, they've been infiltrated. You know, they've been found out. And he pretty much, you know, burned all his old shit, and he took the patch off and he left, right? We don't know where he left to. He just had some shit he had to go take care of. But then we also seen Maria Hill. She was actually going to work for, she'd being interviewed by Stark Industries. So she went to work for Stark, and then, you know, after that, we seen him in Age of Ultron when they show up with the helicarrier, and maybe that was a Skrull too. I don't know. But it makes you wonder, you know, how long he's been gone, you know, how everything is going. We know that basically at that point, S.H.I.E.L.D. had pretty much been dissolved. They were no more. So what level or rank of the government, like, because if you're going AWOL, that's pretty much saying that you are a member of the armed forces with the U.S. government, essentially, right? Like, you're not just like a politician and, you know, you hold an office and you're like, you went AWOL. It's not like that. Like, you're part of a military faction if you're going AWOL. So what military faction were Fury and Hill a part of that they are looked at this point as going AWOL, when the president, Dermot Mulroney, ends up telling them, like, hey, well, go find them. Find out what's going on. I don't know. That's just if you ask me. What do I know? I'm just your average everyday, I don't know, I guess above average pleb, right? So I don't know. But altogether, I thought this first episode, it was pretty good. You know, I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I know. I seen this clip. Later I got on Twitter and I seen this clip that was on there, and, you know, people were upset about this clip, and, you know, where this joke that was made about being a spook. And, you know, in the show, I was just like, yeah, you know, like, they kind of threw this stupid joke out there, like, you know, funny, you know, like it wasn't really funny, but it was like, you know, it was like one of those things, like a knee slapper joke, okay, you know, like, whatever. But, you know, like, these things, you know, you get on social media and people are all upset about them. Like, it's really nothing. It's just really a nothing burger line that you're gonna get upset about. But I'm sure it's all that much more to help people get upset and not want to watch and engage with the show. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? Like I said, you're free to have your own thoughts about it. You're free to watch the show or not watch the show. No judgments here. But I mean, at least form your own opinions. But anyway, that's just if you ask me. Let's get here into the live chats and see what everybody is saying here. See, we've got some very good people here. See, we've got my man Jedi Mike in the building, as well as RC Scott. Says, somebody watch that? Playoffs! We got Aglax in the building. Says, excuse me, where's the manager of this channel? The manager? Sorry, Karen. Sorry, Karen. He's out. He's on lunch. He's on a smoke break. Reaverman says, great episode. I'm at work. I'll catch us later. All right. Have a good one, Reeferman. I hope you're having a very good day. Jedi Mike says, Trent paid a month for Disney Plus. Yeah, I paid for the month. I went ahead and renewed so I could check this out. I started watching. I did it the day before yesterday. I started watching the Stan Lee documentary. Well, I guess it's not really a documentary, but that Stan Lee thing too. Yeah, started checking that out. Let's see. RC Scott says, bleh. Okay. Karen Hot says you paid for. Yeah, who's he to accuse me of paying for this shit? I don't know. I don't even know who he thinks he is trying to say I paid for it. Yeah. I can go an hour, 5 minutes at a time. There you go. Right, I'm going to need a glass of water too. Yeah, because it's getting hot in here. Yeah. Yep. Aglax says, I'm so tired of conservative Marvel making another commercial for joining the military agenda. Yeah. Yeah. Got to get that military industrial complex going on, right? Yeah. Yep. Iris says, oh, wow, soft-handed conservatives. Disney rubbing it in real America's face. AI is going to take her jobs. Yeah, right? Can't just watch a show anymore. I know you can't. It's not possible. Nerd Mafia in the building. Thank you so much for being here as well. Hope you're doing well. He says, I'm confused about what happened to that light speed engine. Sounded like a promising way to find a new planet and home. I mean, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be, right? Remember, they had it. You know, they had the light speed engine. It was on the space station, and they went to look for a place. You know, they went. I mean, isn't that where they went at the end of Captain Marvel? They went to look for a place to stay. I thought they went to look for a home. That was like 30 years ago, right? And you notice how in this show too, they tried to date it. They tried to date like what was it? Talos, you know, with Talos, he's like, oh, yeah, you're 136 years old, and she was like, oh, well, I'm not even 40 in human years, about to hit my midlife crisis, whatever, blah blah blah, and he's like, I didn't even get to go out shopping yet, and he's like, he's like, what'd you get for yours, as far as a gift? And Fury says, the Avengers. So, like, okay, for one, you're telling me that 40 is midlife, but two, you're telling me that, okay, so, you know, what, 15 years ago, like, you tell me that Fury is only 55 in this fucking show? He's only 50. I'm supposed to believe that, like, he was in his 40s when he's, like, come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, let's be real here. Talos look like no motherfucking... Talos don't look like... Oh, you know what? I'll be honest, you know, like, Ben Mendelsohn, who I'm sure looks good for his age. That motherfucker don't look like no 40-year-old I know. Well, I guess there are some 40-year-olds who don't take care of their health and probably smoke and, like, don't, you know. But I think even a lot of those people, like, by the time they're fucking my age and they look that old, they're fucking... They look worse. They look worse than that. So you can't tell me that Taylor's no motherfucking 40 years old. You can't tell me that fucking Fury's in his 50s in this goddamn shit. I'm sorry. But they're the ones who said it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure about that light speed engine, man. That's a good question. It was powered by the cosmic cube, was it not? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace, Agent Hill. I don't know, man. I just don't know if I believe that. Who would be the best scroll reveal? Madison? Asks Aglax. I don't know. Who would be the best scroll reveal? I mean, Madison would probably be a good one, but I mean, it'd be even better if she was Mephisto, right? Wouldn't it be better if she was Mephisto? I mean, you know, you see Wong there trying to get all woo, 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 all with Madison, and it turns out to be Mephisto, and he's like, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. He was sitting there trying to show, he's trying to show Madison his O face, and then, yeah, and ends up being Mephisto. He's like, gotcha, bitch. Oh man, yeah, Kevin as a Skrull, yeah, as a Skrull AI, that works. Quantumania Madness acting coach was a Skrull. Who's that? Quantumania acting coach. Well, which coach was that? Just means away without leave. What means away without leave? What? Oh, AWOL. Yeah. Oh, okay. But the point is, like, you don't go AWOL on a job. You know, you're like AWOL. That's like more of a military term. You know what I mean? Like the government don't like. I just more of a, yeah. You don't hear about people in the how would you say that, the public sector, or would that be private sector, or you know what I'm talking about. You just don't hear them say like, oh, they went AWOL. You don't show up for your not for your job at Walmart tomorrow, and they say, oh man, Nerd Mafia went AWOL. No, they're like, that motherfucker didn't call or show up today. Bring his ass to the office tomorrow when he comes in. Or the next time he comes in. He's not scheduled tomorrow. Son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, though. Maybe it's just me. Well, that's not good. That's not what I was trying to do. Let me see here. All right. So, dang it, it's going up on me. That Stanley doc was good. Watched it last night. Yeah, I only got through it partway through it. You gotta watch the lead doc. Yeah, recipe Stan. Yeah, absolutely. Mafia says, right? What the fuck else? Fury need to do? Gave you a ship. Owes the Skrulls nothing. Yeah, right. Yeah. He gave. They had the ship. They had the Lightspeed engine. They had everything they needed. They even had Captain Marvel, right? Didn't they? No, she went. Yeah, she went with them, didn't she? No, she didn't go with them. Who was on the space station with them? Was it just the Skrulls? They can't just leave the Skrulls all to their own devices. That's why they're back on Earth. This is what happens. This is what happens when you give a Skrull everything. This just goes to show about, what you can expect when you give government handouts. The government gave him a fucking Lightspeed engine, gave him a whole ship, and said, look, you fucking refugees, take this ship, take these broken wings, and learn to fly again. Anyway, but the point being, they gave him a fucking ship, they gave him the Lightspeed engine, and they're like, yeah, here, fucking go find a new home. And the motherfuckers came back after they went fucking joyriding and smoked all their weed. They came back to fucking planet Earth and like, hey man, you're like, hey, we got some of our plants from our home world and produce and shit, but hey man, fucking we found a place to actually fucking find our own home. We're back. Came back to fucking freeload. These government programs just never work out for anybody. Stop with the handouts. Even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it just don't work out. Yeah, all the maths. Yeah. I don't find that, Aglax says, I don't mind them pretending like Fury is younger. I'll just chalk up his looks to having a very hard job. Okay. All right, he's stressed out, and all right, all the gray and all right, okay, fine. 50 and Fab, yeah, there you go. All right, yeah, my Fisto, yep, Kit Fisto. 3 fingers in the honeycomb. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Walmart never forgets. Yeah, just ask Myrtle. Yeah. Yeah, build that alien wall. Yep. Yeah. What if that Lightspeed engine is powering Saber now. I mean, it could be. It very well could be. And you got to remember, that Lightspeed engine was made basically from the power of the Tesseract too, right? It was basically made from the power of the Tesseract. So it's essentially the same thing as Tony Stark's heart thingy, right? His thing that he made. Like, it's basically that, because you know that what everybody, especially if Aaron from Strange Marvel Theories shows up here, talks about, you know, Tony Stark's new element. It's not his new element. God damn it! Don't nobody say that. It's not Tony Stark's new element. That shit was something that he just replicated. That was actually made by the great Dr. Arnim Zola back during the Second World War. He made that. He made that new element. He's the one who, you know, created with the power of the Tesseract, harnessing the power of the Tesseract. Remember? And then Captain America, he lifted that little clip of thing, you know, and he took it to Howard Stark, and he's like, "Oh, hey, let me check this stuff out." And remember, he was sitting there messing with it, and it blew up, and he's like, "Write that down." Like that was Tony Stark's. And remember in Iron Man 2, he says like, "Oh, we got this thing. Like I have been able to replicate it with my technology." "'Cause you suck. You're a big fucking sham, Stark." He couldn't replicate it. So later, Tony did. You know, he took, and then he went and tried to have it patented as Badassium in one of the MCU crossover comics. Yeah, that was actually true, Badassium. And, you know, so it wasn't even Tony Stark's new element. It was actually Arnim Zola's. But regardless, they created that Lightspeed engine, harnessing the power of the Tesseract at the same time. So it's essentially the same thing if you think about it. Like, you know, it's, yeah. But yeah, that's probably what they're using to, power Saber. Yeah. Yeah, sword keeping, all that tech for sure. Yeah, the arc reactor. Yeah, that's it, the arc reactor. Yep. That's it. You know what I'm talking about. See, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, that's like I said, that's really all I have for the show. I thought it was pretty good. You know, can't wait to see next week what we get out of next week's episode. I think from reviews that of people that you know, the people who got sent the screeners got to see the first couple episodes, and I think most of those people said that the second episode was actually better than this first episode. So I mean, I guess we'll see how that is. I didn't think, you know, it was funny, you know, yesterday I was watching Kendall, you know. I was watching Kendall's live stream, in case you guys aren't oh man, what did he rename his channel to? King Cunch, right? Didn't he just name it King Cunch now? I was over on his channel yesterday. He was doing a live stream, and that was one of, let's see, where's that? Yeah, here, let me see if I can. I'll link it down here in case you guys missed it. I'll link it down here in case you guys missed his live stream. There you go. You can go check that out. That was Kendall's live stream from yesterday. But he was on there talking about you know, just about the show, upcoming show and everything, and how there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of hype behind the show. But I will say, I think a lot of people have fallen off the fact that a lot of these shows and everything aren't going to be hype anyway. Like, I mean, you look forward to them. You see them like, hey, we're getting a new show. All good. Let's check it out. But not only that, one of the things he was talking about was this show has got to be off the hook. It's gotta, you know, it's gotta bring people back in. But I will tell you one thing is, like, I don't really like TV shows. I don't really like the whole TV format, and I don't think there's a TV show that is going to, how would you say, maybe save the Marvel universe. You know, save Marvel or save the MCU. I don't think there's anything out there like that. I mean, you don't save a franchise. You know, save a franchise with a TV show, right? You don't save a franchise with a TV show. But, yeah. But the other thing he was talking about is, you know, about this show having to be fire. It's got to pick up, and you know, he was even talking about, like, you know, throughout these 6, I think it's only 6 episodes, right? There could be one that's kind of mediocre, maybe not so good, but I honestly don't think they really have time for that. After seeing how all of these shows have played out and everything, I don't think that any of these shows, for one, at this point, they probably need to save on budgets, money and things like that, actors, just the whole process. They probably need to streamline or just, like cut out any of the fluff and get right to the point, get right into the meat and potatoes of these shows. They don't really have time to sit around and beat around the bush. I don't even think they've got one episode to play around with here. I think they need to get to the meat and potatoes of the show. Give us what we want. We don't need any of the fluff or anything like that. And that's not to say that the show, and I guess that's kind of where I wouldn't say I disagreed with him on, is that this show don't have to be fire. It don't have to be the best, because I don't think there's any show that's going to do that. But Marvel is certainly in a place where, they need to step up the quality of what they are doing. And I would say that just means not doing anything bad, not wasting any time. And I think in this first episode so far, I thought the show was as predictable as it was. I thought, this first episode was pretty good. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was definitely something that I'll watch. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that's good. Let's see what the next episode has in store. But I wouldn't say, especially at this point, that they really have any sort of time to be messing around with, filler episodos or, wasting our time with any of this kind of stuff. And I feel like if this is this show, and I'm pretty sure it is only 6 episodes, I kind of, especially like they're hour-long episodes, if they all get if they can all maintain, all 6 episodes, maintain what we got in this first episode, but then just ratchet up the suspense a little bit, maybe ramp up the action a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything extraordinary. It's just a TV show. I think they have a show here that could be very good and enjoyable. But I wouldn't say the quality of the show could dip from where this show is, from where this first episode went to so far. But that's just if you ask me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But I do think, hopefully somewhere along the lines they've kind of learned their lesson with, the quality of these shows, where it seems like all of the series so far have had some episodes in there, some fluff in there that we don't really need this in there. We don't really need that in there. We could skip over this. We could skip over that. Like, let's just get to the meat and potatoes of it. I don't need the side dish. You know what, motherfucker? You know what? To hell with that. Fuck the potatoes. Just give me the meat. Let's just get to the meat. I don't want the fucking potatoes. I don't want the vegetables. I don't want the rice on the side. I don't want the dinner rolls with the butter and all that bullshit. I just want the fucking meat. Just give me the meat. Not even any potatoes. Not even any potatoes. We need the meat. We've got the meats. Oh, anyway, okay. Thank you so much for being here, William Moloch. I hope you're doing very well. Nerd Mafia says, I like the week to week, having something to look forward to, part of the shows. Yes. Nerd Executive, Ryan, thank you so much for being here. Says, Trent on the green screen, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you like that? Here we are in space. The branches of time. The branches of time. Thank you so much for being here, Ryan. I hope all's going well with you. But yeah, as far as that, Nerd Mafia, I'll agree with you there. I like the week to week. Look, I don't like TV shows. I watch like the Star Wars and Marvel shows just because I like Star Wars and Marvel. I haven't watched any of the animated things for the Star Wars, but I watch these because they are actually tied in with this universe. And I know those cartoons, the Star Wars cartoons are tied in with the show as well. I get it. But I'm not really into, watching a whole bunch of TV shows. I got better things to do with my time. Six episodes for me is perfect. Whether they're half hour or like almost an hour like these shows are, perfect. I don't need any more than that. But I also feel like with 6 episodes, that gives you just enough time to get enough shit in there to give me what I need and fucking get out. Yeah, a pounding. Anyway, but that's what we need. 6 episodes, cut to the chase, give us what we need, and get out. And get out. We don't need it. We don't need all the fluff. It's rumored that Daredevil show, Born Again, is going to be like 18 episodes or some shit. Even if they're half-hour episodes, hopefully they're less than that. Like that's just too. For me, it's too many. Like you're losing my interest at 18 episodes. Unless you're gonna drop like fucking 2 or 3 episodes a week, forget about it. Like you're losing my interest when you get much past 6. To be honest with you, like you get 7, 8, 9. Like WandaVision had me at 9. Okay, like that was a like even that one was like one of those shows, kind of, you know, even though it's still my favorite of the shows really so far. Like it's just too much. It's just too long. And I don't like the whole binge episode, the binge thing either. Hey, let's drop all the episodes. You can binge it. Like, no. And I think they're smart enough to do that too, because they know that it kind of gives people like me and other, you know, like big channels out there something to talk about and keeps the conversation going on a little bit longer. But I feel if they want that conversation to continue to go on for longer over this spread amount of 6 weeks or 9 weeks, 10 weeks, you know, however many weeks you're going to make it, you've got to make the show interesting. You've got to make it something that people want to watch and want to talk about. You give us a bunch of shows like, and believe me, I think like Ms. Marvel, a lot of people didn't really like. It's probably my favorite of the Disney Plus shows so far. But I know it's not for everybody, but it's one of those shows that doesn't really give people a whole lot to talk about week in, week out. It doesn't keep enough people's interest to keep that conversation going for fucking 6 weeks, let alone 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 18 fucking weeks. It's just not. And honestly, I feel like even the Daredevil show, if they release 2 or 3 shows a week for, you know, those 18 episodes, just make them fucking half hour, 45, 50-minute, hour-long episodes. And make 6 of them. What's so hard about that? Because, you know, by the time we get in that many episodes, like, oh, man, I gotta sit here through an intro and fucking 10 minutes of credits every goddamn time. No. No. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, man. Oh, okay. It's not. Oh, It's not showing. All right. But yeah. Yeah. I want the potatoes. Watch your mouth. Oh, you want the potatoes too? Nah, you don't need that. That's one of those starchy vegetables, high glycemic. You don't need that stuff. How about meat and broccoli? How about meat and broccoli? The meat and broccoli of it. Yeah. Dixie in the building says he wants to be the big beef bologna. Yeah, bologna pony, baby. Woo! Oh, Nerd Executive says I like it. All right, you like that? You like that little background? You like seeing the and I actually kind of got to talk about this little timeline and everything too. You know what I mean? Some things I was some stuff I was thinking about with regards to the branching timelines. Aglax says, I like waiting. My favorite show right now is Silo. Fun to talk about for a week. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dixie says, my favorite superhero is X-Men. Yes. X-Men is your favorite superhero. And that's great because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of X-Men. And there's some X-Women in there too. There's some X-Women in there that you forgot to mention. There's some pretty strong women on that team too. So I don't know, like the X-Men's so outdated. Oh man. Aglax says Daredevil is good. Is a constant of the universe. All right. I'll take your word for that. Take your word for it. Dixie says, did you hear about the masked man that tied up 4 criminals, then called the cops in West Virginia? No one knows who he is. Well, I mean, that's kind of the point of the mask. That's why you put on the mask so nobody knows. Nobody knows. Oh man, I just noticed, man. Like, why didn't any of y'all tell me my microphone wasn't out? Y'all probably like sitting there with your audio all up and everything. Yeah, tell me if you can't hear me next time. Tell me. Of course, I'm a loudmouth, so maybe you heard me just fine. Yeah, take your broccoli and shove it. Well, I like broccoli. Yeah, no cheddar, just broccoli. Broccoli's fine. Broccoli's fine in and of itself. Yeah, just broccoli. Just broccoli. Let me see here. I'm not sure if I know I had invited a let me see if I'm not sure Where we at here? Give me a second, guys. Here. I wasn't sure. Okay. Oh, I didn't think so. Okay. So, let me see. Channel members. I'm getting ready. Channel members. I'm getting ready to drop a link. If you guys, I only want to go about 10 more minutes here. But so if a couple of you guys want to come onto the channel, maybe share your thoughts about the show, I'm going to drop a link here. Channel members on the community post. If you guys want to come on and share your thoughts. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not the right link. That's not the right link. Here. Where? There. There's the right link. No! No! Gosh dang it. Come on, man. Frick. Oh my fucking God. Why does everything like sometimes I hate technology. Let me see if this is gonna work here. All of a sudden, son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. If you want to come on, channel members. Oh shit. There we go. There's a link here on the community tab where you can go and click on it and come on and share your thoughts here on Secret Invasion if you would like to come on for just a few minutes. There's a link down there on the little tabby tab on the community tab. But yeah, let's see. I see we've got Jason from Polyhedro Paradise, Don Diego De La Vega. What are you talking? What? What's that? Jason says, "What's good, sir? Not much, man. Just here talking about some Secret Invasion." I thought you kids were gonna go swimming.
Well, she said like somebody took their tooth, I think. Then she said if they can come at 3:45.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Damn, man, I haven't watched it yet, or I would jump on. All right. All good, Jason. All good. We got time. We've got time. If not, it's all good. You don't have to come on. Like I said, I'm only want to go for a few more minutes anyway. But speaking of which, I was talking about this branch timeline right here, right? We see all these branches. One of these things I was thinking about the other day was when it comes to these branching timelines, I was thinking about the TVA and what they did in the Loki show. And we're talking about like the incursions and these multiverses that we see here. They're branching out, and there's so many of them. They start to branch so far, and that's when you get the incursion. You get all these things going on. Well, getting into like the Loki show and all that stuff they kind of explained, that's really just the natural order of the universe, is it not? The branching timelines, the variants, that's just the natural order of the universe. Because think about this. How they explained it was basically variants, if you will, come from people doing what they're not supposed to, and it creates a nexus event, a little branch where, you know, whatever happens, you know, you clocked in for work late, you know, you forgot your shoes, or, you know, whatever it was that you weren't supposed to be doing according to the TVA, created this this nexus event. And this, if they don't trim this branch, it's going to cause, you know, it could cause this multiversal war and all this gobbledygook. Well, here's the thing. If the TVA wasn't there before the TVA ever came along, whatever happened to those branches? Nothing. Nothing happened to those branches. Or maybe that's why it was all chaos, because the TVA had to come along and trim the branches, right? But that would just mean that, you know, every time somebody does something they're essentially not supposed to do according to the TVA, that's just the natural order of how things come off. So the TVA in itself is actually the ones who are kind of causing these incursions. Oh, are you on there? Are you on there, Nerd Mafia? Let me see. Let me see if it's showing you. I know I was having problems the other week. I don't. Did you use the link? Did you use the link? I'm not seeing you in here. Let me see here. Let's see. Let me see if. Oh. Let's see if this thing is gonna work here. Or if we're gonna have to completely. Okay. Let me try this out here. I know that you know what, the last time I tried to do this, it was being a piece of shit too. So, let's see here. Let's see if this collab is gonna work. I don't see it in here. I don't see you in here. Are you in the Nerd Mafia? Are you on the stream? Are you on the streamy thingy? Because it's not showing you on my end. It's not showing you on my end on the settings. On the settings for the thingies. Let me try. I mean, I could try again. Let me see. Yeah, it's not showing you. It's not showing you here. Let me see if this thing's being a piece of shit again. Hey, let me just try a new link. Let me see if a new link will. Let me see if it'll let me use a new link. Cause yeah, you know, it did the same thing the last time. It did the same thing the last time I tried to use this thing too. Like it doesn't want to work when I want it to work. And we'll see here. I'm gonna have to drop. I'm gonna drop a new link in here. I don't know why it does. I don't know why it does this, man. Piece of junk. Let's see. All right, see if that one works. See if that one works. I just put a new one in there. Let's see if this one works. Of course, I won't be surprised if it don't. Streamlabs likes to be likes to be a piece of shit. Yeah, damn, why isn't it? I did the same thing the other week. Did the same thing the other week. What the hell, Streamlabs? You want here? Let me. Okay, let me lose it here. Let me delete this thing here. Now let me try it again. Let me try this thing again here. Collab cam. Add. Just shows me hidden on stream in the top left corner. Okay, so you can see it on yours, like, yeah, and that's the thing is I don't see. Yeah, for whatever reason, it don't show up on mine. I don't know why the hell it does that. Properties. It's got to be something in Streamlabs that makes it do this. Because, yeah, there should be a little tab that pops right up here next to mine, but it's not. Piece of shit. There's got to be a reason why it's doing that. Yeah, because it's not even showing me anybody in here. Damn it, it did the same thing the other week when I was trying to bring Mike on too. Piece of junk. Alright, man. Yeah. I apologize, man. One of these days I'll figure this thing out. Why it's not why it don't want to ever come on. Nope. Come on. Yeah, it's just not even. Piece of junk. And you know what's funny is I test it every single time and it don't work. Yeah. Controlling. I don't even know what that does. Yeah. That's so weird. What the hell, man? What the hell? One of these days, I'm going to get it to work. Huh. It's actually a Streamlabs thing, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe get, yeah, exactly. StreamYard. I get, you know, and the other thing is I can use Skype. It just don't seem to work as good as I mean, as using Because believe me, I've tested it several times here through Streamlabs, and it works. It works fine when I test it, but then when I'm sitting here trying to go live and do it live, it don't want to work. It don't want to work. All right, man. Apparently, I'm gonna have to start using the Skype link. So yeah, I apologize. Maybe sometime this weekend we'll get together and I'll just do the whole Skype link thing and we'll just do a community stream and get everybody together. Hail the Lord, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, piece of junk. All right, well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to an end. We've already been going for about an hour. I've already flapped my gums about the show for about as long as I really need to. I mean, I guess I've probably gone a little bit longer than I need to. Trying to join through Streamlabs in a second. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it works, man. It's just being a piece of shit. Just being a piece of shit. Yeah, I don't know why it's like that, man. I don't know why it's like that. Cause yeah, even if I go over here and get in here and try to do it all over, it's the same thing. Could add a new one. And it's still showing the same shit. Still showing the same shit. Yeah, it's a piece of junk. It's a piece of junk. Anyway, guys. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream there. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me know if you're catching this on the replay. Aside from all these technical difficulties that I had trying to bring a guest on. Oh, wait up. What am I waiting up for? Did you find a way to get it to miraculously work? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Nerd Mafia's come up with something. Yeah, it's because it's still telling me no guests are on. And usually before I even launch it, it'll ask, if I want to launch. And then there's a little tab. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna start using Skype from now on. Apparently, all they're trying to do is get me to. They're just trying to get me to upgrade. That's all it is. I think they're just trying to get a brother to upgrade to Streamlabs. The premium edition, so I can bring on more than one guest and pay money for whatever reason. But thank you all so much for being here. Listen to me flap my gums about Marvel's Secret Invasion, which again to me I thought the show was pretty good. If you haven't watched it, come back and let me know your thoughts. If you don't want to watch it, hey, all good. Nobody's gonna make you watch it. But you all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Go out, read some awesome comic books, and we'll see you all in the next video. Later.